Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it's not even this evening yet. It is currently, time and temperature check, it is currently 3:56 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, and it is so humid out here because it's been raining all morning and all day that I have this little cloth here so I can wipe the camera when it starts fogging up, because I've been sitting out here for like 15 minutes trying to, here, we're gonna have to do it again real quick. This is what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna show you, okay? Here we go, cleaning it up. I'm gonna have to do that until it like completely clears up. But it's been raining most of the day off and on, and so it's so humid outside. I mean, it just feels like wet. This chair is not wet, but it just feels wet sitting out here. And so yeah, it's really, really humid in Indianapolis today. In fact, I have my glasses out here. I'm trying to like carry, I poked my nose. I'm trying to carry them with me. I just do not love these glasses. I know people are like, they're totally fine, but I do not love them. And in fact, on Wednesday, when I go for my eye checkup, I am also getting my like eyes re-examined that day. And so after that, when I have my like prescription checked and everything like that, I'm gonna order some new glasses. And I was looking online because somebody had said this and kind of reminded me of this. They said, like, you should get, because I love the Caddish reading glasses, and I was like talking about how, well, I talked about how I had the Ray-Ban sunglasses like years ago. I had like the lenses taken out of them and prescription lenses put in of them. I think Ray-Ban now you can get prescription glasses with those frames now. But I said something about how I love the Caddish reading glasses, and somebody said, you should get some of the Caddish reading glasses, have the lenses taken out, and have the prescription put in. First of all, back when I did that with the Ray-Bans, it was so expensive to buy a pair of Ray-Ban glasses, have my eye doctor take out the lenses, and have prescription lenses put in. It was really, really expensive to do that, so I didn't want to pay like $500. I know a lot of people pay that for glasses, but I didn't want to pay that for glasses when you can get a pair for $100 at Warby Parker. And I don't, like I said, I don't wear glasses that much, but I think after this week, I'm going to try to probably wear my glasses more. Like, not in videos and stuff, because I'm looking right into the camera that's a foot away from me, so I can see you guys actually better now than I usually can. Because I don't have my contacts in and stuff like that. So, and I'm nearsighted, so I can see you better now than I usually can unless I have my reading glasses on. So it's been kind of nice to like give my eyes a rest this last week, but I actually did look on Caddis. I was just looking because when somebody said that to me the other day in a comment, it like reminded me. I was like, oh, I'm glad they reminded me of that. So thank you to whoever said that. Because I was like, I think Caddis does have prescription glasses. They didn't for a long time, but I think they do. And so I looked, and they do have them on here. They're expensive. They're $310. But like the Bixby's, I've had the Bixby's before. What is it called? The D18s or the D28s are the ones that I like the most. You're not gonna probably be able to see this, but they have them right here. They have the Miklos. I have the Miklos. They have the Porgy Backstages. I have those in clear. I think I want to get a pair of just like all black, the D28s in like all black. Let's see if they have them in 6 colors, it says. What are the different colors that it has? They have them like in a frame color, black. This is black tortoise, but this, oh, black tortoise. I was like, why is it like all, like you can see there's like white and stuff up there. Let's see, edit. Let's see if the different, make selections. Select one, what are the colors? Why is it not giving me frame color, black tortoise? Oh, okay. Oh, you can get them all just in black. That's what I see. They're black, and then the arms on them. That's what they call them. They call the glass. Is that what you call this? Glasses and arm. They're blue. I think those would be really cute. And I have reading glasses like that. The clear ones I like too. But I have these that are clear, so I want to get another pair. And then I think I'm going to try to wear my glasses more, like when I go out and do things. In the summer, and when it's sunny outside, I like to wear contacts because then I just wear like sunglasses. And I don't want to get prescription sunglasses. I have reading sunglasses. I have so many pairs of sunglasses that I don't want to like start shifting over and getting prescription sunglasses, so I don't have to like not wear, because I like to wear contacts. So it's been kind of nice. I woke up today, honestly, and my eyes hurt a little bit. My eye hurt a little bit. And I was like, what is going on? Because right before I went to bed last night, I did my eye drops, and I took my medicine, and so I thought I would wake up today, and I mean, it's been like, we're coming up on a week now, you know, and I thought, well, I went to the eye doctor on Wednesday, I guess, so, you know, we're coming up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days, and I was like, I really thought I would feel better, and my eye was kind of sore today a little bit. I mean, it's cloudy out, so I don't have to worry about the light and stuff like that, but when I woke up, I immediately was like, oh, what, my eye is like sore, it just feels sore, so She told me it would continue to, like, heal. I mean, she told me when I was in there the other day, she was like, you know, you might still feel it, like, 2 or 3 weeks out. Like, even wearing contacts, you might feel it. So, yeah, and so I go back and I see her on Wednesday. Last night, what did Alex and I watch something last night? Or no, he was watching. Okay, I was uploading my vlog last night. So we went to the pool and then I vlogged. I was uploading my vlog. And he was like, I talked to somebody on the phone for a long time yesterday. Well, I talked to a couple people on the phone for a long time. Tanya and I talked last night for an hour. I looked at the phone. I go, girl, I gotta go. I gotta finish my show. An hour and 32 minutes we talked on the phone last night. Because I hadn't, like, seen her because she'd been in South Carolina visiting family. Oh, my allergy. Did I take my allergy medicine earlier? My throat is, like, itching so bad. I did take my allergy medicine earlier. Which I'm going to see what the allergy count is today. But anyway, Tanya and I talked. I looked at my phone. I was like, girl, we've been talking for an hour and 32 minutes. I was like, I have got to go. We were laughing so hard on the phone last night. She was telling me stories and about her being with her grandnieces and nephews and all the funny stuff. And anyway, we were, like, catching up and telling stories about all the people we know and all that kind of stuff. We had such a good talk last night. But I was talking to somebody earlier, and then I went inside, and Alex was trying to find something new. Oh, Big Brother's on tonight. I forgot about that. And Alex was trying to find something new to watch. And I'm not watching any. Last year, I was, like, keeping up with all this stuff on Twitter, like with Big Brother and the live feeds. I'm not doing that this year. To be honest with you, I don't really. Maybe, like, in a couple weeks, if I have a big investment in the cast. I'm really, honestly, like, I'm going to keep on watching it because I love Big Brother. But I'm really turned off by this season so far. Like, it's either, like, fake or the people are real, like, a couple of the people are real problematic. And I'm just like, I'm just really not enjoying it. So, I mean, I'm enjoying watching it because, like, the other night, Nikki and I watched it. And I paused it and I sent I sent a text to her. Where was it at? It was so funny because I sent this picture to her. And I said, tell me when you're here and we'll start watching at the same time. Where are we at? So many people sent me this picture, all these books that she's sending me. I sent her a picture of Sister Wives. Oh, this is where I'm at. I said, this is where I'm at. It was Angela in the Big Brother room. And I said, pause it right here and we'll watch it together. Just say go. And she said go. And then we were texting about the show, like in real time. And so that was kind of fun. Alex is watching it, so I'm liking talking to him about it. But yeah, I don't know. So anyway, so Alex was trying to find something to watch last night. He's like, I don't have anything to watch and whatever. And I was like, I've told you all these shows that I think that you would like. And he was like, I know, blah, blah, blah. Alex and I either, like, love a show together, like reality shows. But, like, the other shows, like, we're, like, not, like, he loves, like, the science fiction, the Marvel, DC. He loves all that comic stuff. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. So as far as, like, shows, a lot of times we're completely different. And, he got caught up with House of Dragons, and he finished The Boys, which I'm, like, seeing all over the place, people talking about it. Somebody else watched it. Was it Tanya? Somebody else watched it and was like, you would really like it. I was like, I wouldn't like it at all. I watched the trailer for it. It's like, I wouldn't like it at all. Oh, I know what people keep on telling me that Alex would like is Supercell. Tanya said he would really, really like that. So anyway, he was like, I don't know what to watch. And then he was like, oh my god, Elite is back on this show. It's like some Spanish show. I don't know Elite. I don't know anything about it. But anyway, he's like, the new season came out. So he was like watching that last night. He was just like sitting in the chair watching it. So, oh, I know what I did last night. I walked. That's what I did. I was getting my vlog up. I talked to somebody on the phone because I was waiting for the vlog to render, and then I was going to upload it, and I was going to walk. And so I went and walked last night, used my compression shorts, the ones that have them built in. I don't know that they made, like, a huge difference, if you want to know the truth. Like, I was trying to figure it out as I think I got a size too big, is the truth, because they don't seem, like, real tight on me. The compression shorts seem a little loose on me. And so I was like, is it working? Like, my thighs didn't hurt when I came home last night, but I also didn't walk as long as I usually do. I ended up walking for 55 minutes, and the reason why I ended up walking was, so I got outside the neighborhood, and I was kind of just, like, walking up and down these two streets, because I was like, I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, if I get too far, like, I don't want to have to, like, run back to the house and go to the bathroom. So I came inside, and I went to the bathroom, and I said to Alex, I said, I didn't want to finish my walk so early, but I had to go to the bathroom so bad. He goes, well, just go back out. And that's when he was, like, watching that show. So anyway, so I walked for 55 minutes last night, which was a good walk, but it wasn't, you know, like my 2 hours that I usually walk and stuff like that. I had been drinking coffee, and I think I had like a Diet Dr. Pepper or something while I vlogged yesterday, or I had something to drink while I was vlogging yesterday. It was Diet Dr. Pepper. And so I was like drinking stuff right up until the time that I walked. So the first half of my walk that I did like in the neighborhood here, which was like 20 minutes, I just walked around our neighborhood. I listened to music the whole time. That was kind of fun because lately when I've been walking, I've been listening to books. But I wanted to get into the Swamp Spies, the Miss Fortune book. I've been listening to it a little bit here and there, but I haven't really gotten that far into it. So when I got outside the neighborhood, I started listening to Swamp Spies, and then the rest of my walk, I listened to that. Hey, how are you? Good. You were the topic of conversation at brunch today.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Okay, I had to stop the camera because she started saying so many names, but then the conversation, it was so funny because I walked down. I was like trying to talk to them, but I couldn't see them because it was the end of the driveway, so I had to end up putting on my glasses. And then I was telling them about what happened to my eye, and so all this kind of stuff. I'm like, my allergies, do you hear this? Like, I'm like my allergies are killing me. It's so humid out here today. Anyway, we talked for like 20 minutes or something like that. It was so funny. Now they're talking to somebody else so they have this huge dog, and every time that people are walking by him, he's like a puppy, even though he's real big, so you don't think of him as a puppy. So when people walk by with another dog, he like goes crazy because he wants to play. And so this woman keeps on walking laps around the pool, or around the pool. She keeps on walking laps around the neighborhood, and every time we were talking, she walked by like 3 times. And so the dogs would both go crazy. And I just heard her say as I was walking up here, she was like, I swear this is my last time around. But now they're at the end of they're like right outside. I can't see them. They're like right outside my line of vision talking. But it was interesting. So the friends that our friends at Patashoot know their son and daughter, and so I was telling them that we were talking about them today, and so they were like asking us about how they're all doing and all that kind of stuff, and so we were talking about all of that, and then so he knows about all of the pickleball drama, all the HOA drama and stuff. Here she comes again. I'm gonna give her a hard time. How many times are you gonna walk around today? No, I like it. It's so easy in here, isn't it? So easy. It's so nice in here to walk. I know, it is.
You haven't been out in the mornings?
No, I don't get up in the mornings.
You were, though, for a while.
I was for a while, yeah.
You're like not doing that.
No, but I've been walking. I walk out more like out there.
Right, yeah.
Because I just like,
We do that too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so, I mean, it's just so easy.
It is. Enjoy your walk. Have a great Sunday. I love Sunday so much. She's so sweet. So anyway, so we were talking about the pickleball courts because he's like involved in the pickleball court drama. And so anyway, I was asking him, I was like, can you tell me about, because I want to get like a different point of view. And so I was like, can you tell me about the pickleball court? And he looked at me and he goes, you already know everything about it. And I go, I know everything about it, but I want to hear it from you. I want to hear it. I started laughing like this. And his wife just shook her head and she's like, you love listening to all of it, don't you? I go, I love, and I sit on the front porch and everybody tells me everything. She goes, do they really? I go, oh yeah. Like if I sit out here for like 2 hours, if I'm just like reading a book or whatever, I said, people just will like be like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? They like walk right up here and they're like telling me everything. Did you hear about this pickleball court stuff? He's like, well, what did you hear? And so I said, my neighbor across the street's really upset about it. He goes, I know. He goes, I talked to him about it. And so, because he used to be like, so he's like board adjacent because this guy used to be, not my neighbor across the street, this neighbor that I call my favorite neighbors in the neighborhood. He was the neighborhood president for like 16 years or something ridiculous, or the HOA president or something like that. Because I was talking about the HOA president, and he's like, yeah, I said something about she seems real overwhelmed. And his wife was like, well, it's really overwhelming job. Like, we still get calls like every day, and he hasn't been the HOA president in years. And I was like, okay, but don't you think you kind of would know that before you took the job? And he goes, I told her it was really overwhelming, that you're going to get calls all the time about all kinds of stuff. And you know, whatever. And he was like, she just was like, oh, I just don't think it's going to be that big of a deal and whatever. And he's like, I think she realizes now that it's pretty overwhelming. So anyway, so he was filling me in about all the HOA drama and the tennis courts. And now apparently all these people are like, okay, they're going to all these different communities and are like in Indianapolis in this area, like different condo neighborhoods that have tennis courts, and they're seeing how they paint them. And so the majority of them, what they're doing is they're keeping one painted and one unpainted, because apparently the lines in the pickleball courts are confusing. I mean, we had this whole conversation about it, you guys. It was like hilarious. His wife is like laughing the whole time. So we were sitting there talking, but he would tell me part of the story, and then he would start laughing. And he's not like a big laugher, and he would start laughing. He goes, what did you hear? And he would start laughing. And I was like, and he was like, well, who did you hear it from? Oh, by the way, so that was like the pickleball court thing. That's like an ongoing thing. It's going to be a huge thing. Oh, because she said, it's not like we can build another court. And he goes, well, we could. And because we had like that huge, like grassy area out there. I mean, you could build 2 more courts, honestly. And I go, that's so interesting. I said, because of my vlog, everybody in my neighborhood, they know like what I do. They even know that this is called a vlog. They get all of it, right? And so I said, it's so interesting because on my vlog, I was talking about the HOA drama. And she said, were you talking about like the tennis courts? I go, well, I was really mostly talking about the pool, because they know I have huge issues with the pool. And so I was really talking more about the pool and how that's kind of resolved now. And we're being like real kiss-assy with her just because we're getting our way and whatever and stuff like that, right? And so I said, somebody suggested that we build a bigger pool. And I said, which really wouldn't change it anyway, because probably just more people would come. I don't know. But like, they're not going to build. I said, you know, they're just not going to, like, they won't. This is what I said to them. I don't even think I said it this way on the video, but I said to them, I said, they won't even like plant a tree in our neighborhood without like going crazy, let alone building it. And they both started laughing, which is true, because this tree that I have out here that's huge now, the tree that we had before it was about the size that this tree is now, but it was bigger, like the trunk was bigger and stuff. And it got hit by lightning, and it split, and half of it went over that way, and the other half went into her driveway. Thank God it didn't hit one of our houses. So they came out here, and they removed it, and they planted this little tree. It was a Charlie Brown's Christmas tree that I always talk about, that, like, for the first, oh God, I don't even know, like 2 years that it was there. I went and bought, like at Walmart or Meijer or somewhere, I went and got one of these big red Christmas bulbs, and then I had it like hanging like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. People got it too. They were like, oh my God, Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. Now it's huge. I mean, now it's like it's a beautiful tree. It actually kind of reminds me of the tree that my aunt and uncle had in front of their house when I was growing up. But anyway, so I said, it's so funny, and I said, you know, they would never build another pool, and she just shook her head, and he goes, no, we're not building another pool, but we could build 2 more tennis courts. I go, because you care about the courts, but you don't care about the pool, and he started laughing. I go, see, this is the problem with the HOA, but he got, like, I could say this to him. There's a lot of people in this neighborhood that I couldn't say it to. And then we were talking about some other people. I was telling about the couple that always walk with the big hats, and I was telling them, because I was asking, like, I said, what's her last name? They look really familiar to me, and she was like, oh, you're talking about the so-and-so, and I said, you know, for a long time I thought they were real rude. I said, because they would, like, never look up, they never talk, and whatever, and she used to always wear, like, she used to always wear, like, really long skirts and all this kind of stuff, and she doesn't anymore, but they always wear these big straw, he has a big straw hat on, she has one, too, and so I was like, I stopped to talk to them one day. I was like, I had Boo out here, and it was like the first time Caroline and I had talked to him one day, because Caroline stopped him and was like, you walk so much in this neighborhood, and he's like, I walk 5 miles every single day. That was the guy, but he walks with his wife, and then he walks the rest of the time by himself. And so I was telling them this one time that they had stopped, and I didn't know them, and so, you know, I'm always, like, super friendly with people. Like, if I haven't met them, I'm like, oh, I haven't met you yet. Like, you know, my name's Peter and whatever. Like, who are you and whatever. And I can kind of tell in, like, that first exchange if people are going to be friendly or not. And I'd say 95% of the time people are really friendly. But I'd never talked to them. And I'd seen them a lot. And they had never, like, waved and said hi. I mean, every once in a while they'd be like that. But that was it. She was, like, so friendly. And she was like, what's your little... I think I even talked about it on here. She was like, what's your little dog's name? And I was like, his name is Boo Radley. And she goes, oh my God, like To Kill a Mockingbird. I was like, nobody ever knows that. I mean, people misspell his name. I mean, like, since I have started talking about Boo Radley on my videos, it is baffling to me how many people do not know the To Kill a Mockingbird reference, you know? I mean, and not just, like, online, but in this neighborhood, too. Like, and people out, like, in public, they'll be like, what's your dog's name? I'm like, Boo Radley. And they're like, how did you ever come up with Boo Ridley? I'm like, well, it's not Boo Ridley, it's Boo Radley, and it's a character from the book and movie To Kill a Mockingbird. And she was like, oh my God, I used to teach this in the schools. And so when I was talking to her, they were so friendly, so nice. And now every time they walk by, they're always like, hey, Peter, how are you? And so super, super friendly. Well, when I was talking to them out there, I was asking them about who they were and shoot, because they live close to, because they come from over there, so I can see that they live in the same area as this couple do. And so they were telling me who they were, and they were like, she goes, she is so nice. She was like, she's a retired school teacher. She used to be our kids. Her kids are like my age. She was like, she used to be our kids' school teacher when they were growing up at PS, like this public school. And she said she still works there. She's worked at the same public school for like all these different years. And I was like, oh my God. She was like, I said that day, she told me she used to teach, you know, she's like, she was the most fantastic teacher. She's like, they are the neatest couple. And she's like, I love them. And so then we were talking because there's a little romance in the neighborhood. I actually think that this couple, if they knew that I was talking about it, would get a total kick out of it. So there's this woman that I know from the pool, okay? And I've known her for a couple years from going to the pool. Super, super friendly. I love this woman, okay? She's the tahine lady. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give the whole backstory today. She's the tahine lady that brought the fruit up with the tahine to Alex and I. I love this woman, okay? Well, there's this guy in the neighborhood. So her husband passed and his wife, they got divorced. And so he had divorced like 3 years ago or something like that. And her husband passed and like 3 years ago. And so I see him a lot because he walks. She lives on the other side. And then I know exactly what she's like. Whenever I do see her, she's like, oh my God, Peter, it's so good. See you. How's Alex? She's so friendly. And they're both younger. They're like probably 10 years minimum older than me. So they're probably like in their early to mid 60s. Oh, no. She said something about retiring. Last time I saw her was last summer, and she said she was going to retire a year early. And so I think she was like 64 or 65. So they're like early, mid 60s. But really sweet people, both of them. Well, you know, I've been walking. And so last week when I was walking, I saw somebody like bringing him home in this car. And I was like, I've never seen this car in this neighborhood before. I mean, it was like a nice like convertible. And I saw this like blonde woman. I was like, oh, good for him. He's like dating. I'm like so happy for him. Like he's dating again. He's such a nice guy, right? And so I was like, and so then like by the time I saw them come into the neighborhood, and he like waved to me because I was walking back into the neighborhood. But by the time I got to their house, they were in the house. Well, when I was walking last night, she was coming out of his house, like he was walking her out. It's her car. I didn't realize that. And she like saw me, and she like tucked her hair behind her. She was like, like walk of shame. And I went like that, and they both started laughing. And I was like, I'm so happy for you guys. And I said that, I was like walking, I was like, I'm so happy for you guys. And they just were like, she goes, thanks, Peter, I appreciate it. And so today I asked them, I said, are they dating? She goes, yeah, they've been dating because they volunteer with him. And she said, they've been dating for a while. And I was like, oh my God, that makes me so happy. And she goes, I know, like, aren't they the most unlikely but perfect couple for each other? I go, they are like the perfect couple for each other. And I said, but I would never have thought it, you know, like, I never would have connected the two of them together, but now that they're like dating, it's like they're the perfect couple, and it makes me so happy. And I love both of them. So, love is in the air in the neighborhood HOA. So that's some good drama for the HOA today, okay? What's the other HOA drama? How many people have noticed that I picked my weeds? It's embarrassing, okay? And how many people have noticed that? Well, no, nobody has, because it's hidden behind the hostas, that I only picked up half the weeds to throw away in the trash can the other night after I got done vlogging. The other half is still there. But can I tell you how many people have walked by and been like, oh my God, you picked your weeds? And I'm like, was it really that obvious? Well, the reason why it's obvious is because my stupid neighbor next door, no, I love her. I'm just joking. I would say this to her this way. My stupid neighbor next door, she hired this guy that comes out there now like every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. And she like he maintains her front walkway, and her front walkway goes in front of her condo like this. So people think it's mine. So when it's clean, it's literally separated by this hosta down there. So, or whatever this plant is, I don't know what it is. And so when it's clean, although she has no mulch, it's all just dirt, they look at it compared to mine, and they think it's part of mine. And it's like, well, why did you do the front of the house and not the walkway? And so I told her the other day, I was like, we're going to have to coordinate, like, the weeding. I mean, it literally took me 10 minutes to pull these weeds, and now it looks like, it looks like when I mulched it and stuff this summer, it looks fantastic. But I can't tell you, I've been sitting, like, I can sit out here for 10 minutes, and somebody will walk by. This guy walked by the other night, and he goes, you picked your weeds. I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I was telling Alex, he was like, that's the sign that you need to get out there a little bit more often. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Okay, so Alex and I last night, okay, so I took my walk, and then I came back from my walk, and when I came back from my walk, I was talking to him. That was when the vlog, I was like, it still wasn't done when I came back. And he was like, well, just go back out there if you're having, like, fun walking. I was like, no, I don't. Now I'm home. It's been an hour. So I was listening to my audiobook, the Swamp Spies one. It starts different than any other one. They're, like, in the Middle East, and Carter, the sheriff, is, like... Anyway, it starts completely different. But now they're back in sinful Louisiana. I don't know what's going to happen next. So anyway, are those my neighbors over there? You know, I was thinking this the other day. These are my neighbors that keep on promising that they're going to go to the pool, but they never do. My pool crew lady. The pool crew this summer. I was thinking about this last night. Like, maybe it was August that I started hanging out with all them, but I don't feel like it was. I feel like it was in July. I haven't seen anybody that I used to see at the pool this summer, and I've actually gone quite a bit. I'm so thankful for her, because if it wasn't for her, like, I wouldn't be going to the pool hardly at all this summer, you know, just like hanging out at the pool. It's boring to go by yourself and whatever. Oh, there she is, hey! So I probably wouldn't be going that much or staying that long. I mean, last summer, I feel like it was like 3 days a week or 4 days a week. I don't remember how many times it was, but we just all take our floats down there and float, and drink our coffee. I was so excited about it this summer. And now my neighbor on the corner, she's working this part-time job that turned into a full-time job. She said she's working like 50 hours a week. She told me the other day, she said, starting in August, she's cut down from like only so many days a week. So hopefully I'll see her at the pool a little bit. So she's part of the pool crew. Never see her. The neighbor next to her, she said the other day that they're always at the lake, so I never see her. And the other woman that's part of the pool crew, I haven't seen her once this summer, walking anywhere. And I've walked by her house a couple times. My neighbor in the corner said she thinks that she's gone for the whole summer. I was like, what? Like, we're the pool crew. And then this one woman in the neighborhood that her daughter, I've talked about this before, she has a daughter who is a lesbian, and like she and her wife have like, well, her wife just, like, they just had their second child, and so they have 2 kids, and so they used to bring their son up here, and I loved them. I mean, they were both so nice, and her mom is so nice. When we walk by, I've seen her mom a couple times walking. I haven't seen them at the pool at all this summer. I mean, it's like I haven't seen most of the people at the pool that I used to go hang out with and you know, like talk to and stuff like that. It just kind of makes me sad. Like, I was so excited about the pool, you know. I've tried to make some new friends, but it's like when I go up there, it's not consistently the same people. When I was walking last night, though, I was like, because I said something about she might call me. She never did. She didn't get home last night until I was sitting out here and I heard her garage door go up. It was like 11:30. I think that's when I was talking to Tanya. Her garage door, she must have come home at like 11:30 last night. So we didn't go to the pool yesterday. But when I was walking earlier, I must have walked later because there was nobody at the pool. And it was this couple that pulled up. And they were like, I wouldn't say they were young. I mean, young to me is, you know, 40 these days, but they were probably 40, something like that. And it was just, and they like had a picnic basket and all this stuff and noodles, and he was pulling other noodles out of maybe they pulled the noodles out of the thing, but anyway, it's just the 2 of them. Because when I came back, I was like, well, maybe I'll go for a swim. And I was like, I really don't want to bother these people. Like, they're having the romantic evening at the pool. Like, I really don't want to bother them, you know? So I came back, took a shower. Oh, before Alex was up. He came upstairs, he was talking on the phone, and his girlfriend and him were, like, laughing, and so, oh, no, I talked to him before, because when I came in, and he was, like, laughing and texting and stuff like that, and I was like, who are you texting? He was like, so-and-so and so-and-so, and we're thinking about going out for a little bit. And I was like, well, it's already getting late. Like, where are you going? When are you going? You know, like, if you're going to go. He was like, do you care? I go, no. I go, I'm watching Presumed Innocent tonight and something else. Like, have fun. I want to light my candles and sit in the chair. Like, go do whatever you want to do. He's like, you don't care at all? I go, he goes, because we're going to watch shows. I go, we can watch shows tomorrow night. I go have fun. I want to watch Presumed Innocent. I want to take a shower. I want to make some coffee. And I want to watch Presumed Innocent and light my candles. It's my happy moment, okay, of the day. And so, actually, my happy moment yesterday was talking to Tanya for so long on the phone. But anyway, so I was upstairs and I like gotten out of I was like getting ready to go into the shower, and he's like on like FaceTime, okay, of like him and his friend, and she and her boyfriend had just gotten back from a cooking class, and they like just moved in together, or they like got a house together and stuff. And so they've just gotten back from a cooking class. And she's like, I'm so bored. And she's like, he doesn't want to do anything. And he's like in the background, like in bed. Like he's fully like in bed, like, you know, shirt off and stuff like that. And he's like, I gave you 2 options. And she's like, those were boring options. She's like, I want to go out and do something. And she goes, he didn't want to go at first. And now he wants to go because he said that you had said Peter was going to go. And he said, if Peter's going to go, then I'm going to go. And I go, I'm not going. And so she goes, and I'm like all like curled up with Boo Radley. And so Alex puts a FaceTime on me and she goes, you're not going to go? And I go, no, I'm going to be sitting in my chair downstairs with my candles lit, having a cup of coffee, watching Presumed Innocent, probably some Sister Wives. Well, he starts laughing because they're sitting next to each other in bed. And he goes, are you really not going? I go, no. I go, I'm perfectly fine with my husband going out and doing things with your girlfriend without me having to be there as a chaperone. And he started laughing. He goes, okay, well, if you're not going to go, I'm not going to go. I go, is that the only reason that you show up to things is because I'm going to be there? He goes, well, I don't, you know, if it's like a girls trip or a couples thing. I'm like, oh my God, we're literally having the same conversations at home because Alex will be like, this is a couples thing or this is like a singles girl thing. I said, you just need to text me next time and we'll decide if we want to go or not. He goes, well, I really don't want to go anywhere. I'm so comfortable in bed right now. I just want to watch a movie. I go, then don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. He goes, you didn't even think about it? I go, no, I'm watching Presumed Innocent, making a cup of coffee and lighting some candles. It's just, I don't know why people have such a, oh my gosh, you're not going to go out on a Saturday night with your husband? No, I'm going to sit in a chair and be completely comfortable and watch Presumed Innocent and make a cup of coffee and light candles. That's my happy place, you know what I mean? If I wanted to go out, I dress up. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get excited about it. I wasn't last night at all. I was like, go have fun. I'm like, in all honesty, I'm glad that you're leaving for a couple hours so I can just be here. So he got ready and he left. And then, hey, how are you? Oh, she's talking her bunch. I don't know how I even saw that from here. She was like, I saw this. The nodding in this. But anyway, what was I saying? She, so anyway, he left. I took a shower, and then he left after I got out of the shower, and then I was laying on the bed with Boo Radley. So last night I had, if this is the, I don't know how to show you. I had like, okay, if you're looking at me and I'm like laying back on the bed right now, I had his like new bed, or his old bed, and then his new bed, like this, okay? And he was going back and forth between the 2 beds. Who texted me? Oh, Nikki texted me. She texted me something about Alex. Oh no, she said something about her son and his Alexa. This is hilarious. Oh my God, my little chipmunk just ran that way. Oh, Mel texted me too. Hey, Mel. Hold on. She posted about her yoga earlier, so I wanted to... She did yoga forever today. We're trying to be supportive of each other, see? And she's doing great on her workouts with her friend. They like do yoga and she works out every morning and stuff like that. I'm so proud of her. She encourages me and inspires me. So, but anyway, what was I going to say? So I had the bed sitting like this. Well, Boo Radley would like go back and forth between them. He'd get like real comfortable and then he'd like look at the other one and then go in the purple one. Then he'd get in the purple one, then he'd have his head hanging out. So we didn't know which one to go into. So I said, okay, we're moving the beds now. So I moved the bed downstairs and I put the bed on, maybe this was before Alex left. Because did I do it or I don't know why. The bed is now on top of the bigger bed. It's just like a pile of beds, right? The big bed that we have down there. So I have this whole video. It's so cute, you guys. I know people wanted to know if he liked his bed or not because they watched my Peter Does Stuff video yesterday. Where are we at on time? Okay, we're good on time. So I did this whole video. You can't really hear it because there's not really any sound, but this is him like messing in his bed.
That's your new bed? You like your new bed?
I mean, this goes on, you guys, forever. I finally, at some point, like, kind of, like, I made it bigger, so. He's so hilarious. He did this for, like, you guys, this video is, like, over 2 minutes long. He just kept on doing this, and then.
Well, there you are.
I was like, are you going to sit down?
Honey.
He pushed the blanket out. But at the very end, it's so funny what he does, because I was like, are you going to go and sit in this bed? Hold on.
Please sit
He's like, oh, he gets scared by stuff all the time. Like his tail will scare him. It was so funny because his little tail is bent, and I didn't really get it forever, but if you look, Boo's tail goes like that. Well, where it bends is where it goes up like that. It took me, I mean, the dog is almost 15 years old, and I just realized that the bend in his tail, because when you feel his tail, you can feel like it goes like that. He's had it ever since ever since we got him. And so, but it never occurred to me. I said to Alex the other day, I go, where his tail bends is where it like flips up in the back. He goes, you just are realizing this now? I go, well, I always knew that his tail was like bent right there. I just never understood why. And he goes, you never, like, honestly, Peter, until this, I go, no, I never connected the two. So anyway, so Radley and he was running up and down stairs, being between beds and stuff like that. So Alex went to like, I don't know, they went to like 15 bars down. They were going to go to some, like, this, like, Latino bar, and then they decided to go downtown, and they went to, like, so if you live in Indianapolis, they went to Ball and Biscuit, they went to Patron Saints, they went to some new bar, I can't remember, Alex told me it was called, and then they did all, so anyway, he had a good time, but, okay, so I came out and I talked to Tanya at some point, and she and I talked, we got, oh my god, laughing so hard, that, we were like, I was like, almost like, peeing my pants and stuff like that. I was telling her, I was like, you know, it's so funny because I mentioned this in a video the other day about how our friendships changed a lot, you know, since I don't drive over there and pick you up and stuff, and that we're working on, you know, like, our friendship and, like, changing it. And she was like, yeah, and I said, it's interesting, I said, because I got, like, 2 DMs and I got a comment on it. I think it was on my Peterisms video. I don't know, but I got the 2 DMs didn't say, like, what channel to make it on, but they're just like, it would be, like, interesting if you made a video or addressed, like, how you and Tanya have, like, worked out changing things. This is where Tanya, like, keeps it simple for me, right? And, like, if you made a video, like, addressing or figuring out how you and Tanya, like, work things out in your friendship to make your friendship better, even though, like, things have changed. Like, you're not picking her up 4 nights a week, and you don't, you know, see her as often, so, you know, whatever. And she said, well, what are you going to say in your video? And I said, I was just going to talk about, like, you know, you and I having conversations about it or whatever. And she goes, I think it's a lot simpler than that to me. And I go, okay. And she goes, when you love somebody enough and they mean that much to you, you just make it work. And I was like, it is pretty simple, isn't it? She's like, yeah. She's like, you know, she's like, when you get older, what you realize is, there's my neighbor leaving again. She's like, when you get older, what you realize is the relationships that you're not putting time and energy into anymore is because you don't have an investment in them. And maybe it's because you just don't care anymore, or maybe it's because, you know, in some way you feel like that person's let you down or whatever. She was like, but those relationships that you're willing to fight for and work for, and you make work, no matter if it's however it happens, is because you really love that person. She's like, and I love you, and I know you love me, and she was like, we care about this friendship, so we're going to make it work at any expense. And she's like, it's really just that simple. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. And she's like, and it's true like that with any relationship, Peter. She's like, it's that way with my son. She's like, it's that way with my husband. It's that way with my employees. She's like, you know, it's that way with my other friends. She's like, it's that's how it is. You make friendships work, you know? So I got off the phone with her, and then I watched, I had just started episode, I was trying to tell her last night. She's like, no, I've only watched the first 3 episodes. Don't tell me anything about it. She's like, I saw your Instagram post, because I was posting all this stuff on Instagram about Presumed Innocent. So I finished it last night. I'm going to do a whole video about it on my Peter Watches TV channel tomorrow or Tuesday. Tomorrow I just remember I have a dental appointment. My deep cleaning. I totally forgot. I mean, I knew. But like, you know how you know something, but then you kind of forget it? Like, I knew, but I kind of forgot it. Because I didn't really want to remember it, if you want to know the truth. I'll be in and out in an hour. It's no big deal. I'll listen to my audiobook or music or something like that. It'll be fine. Anyway. I think last time I forgot to bring my AirPods, so tomorrow, what is going on with my right here? Do you see this? It's like shining, it's like red. What is going on? Is it just like, is it just wrinkles? No, it's just wrinkles. I mean, what are you gonna do? So I have the eye appointment tomorrow. I'll be in and out in an hour, it'll be completely fine. And then I'll come home and I'll make some videos and stuff like that. I'm not filming any other videos today except for this vlog. I'm just not. I'm just not. I'm gonna go upstairs and take a nap after this and then get up and walk. It is so, I would love to walk right now, but it is so humid and hot outside. And I get like 20 minutes away. I was like thinking about this last night. I was like, they should have public restrooms like in a neighborhood. I don't know. Do you ever think stupid stuff like that? I was like, because if I did, I could just run in there and I could keep on walking, you know, and then walk out and then all this kind of stuff. But anyway, it's just silly thoughts. So I finished Presumed Innocent last night. I started watching, I had 6, 7, and 8 to watch, episodes 6, 7, and 8. So I started it's just one season, it's limited. I don't know if they're renewing it, I don't know how they would renew it. But anyway, I watched 6, 7, 8 last night. I started episode 6, and I was like 5 or 10 minutes into it. So I had basically 3 whole episodes to watch. So everybody's talking about how there's this huge twist in it. Well, I had seen the movie. I don't know if they've changed it from the book or the original movie. I don't really remember how those end. I hardly even really remember seeing the movie, the first movie. By the way, it was so funny because on my Peter's Movie Club video that I did yesterday, Friday? No, so Friday, announcing, it was a sweet comment, but announcing the movie for this week, which is When a Stranger Calls and When a Stranger Calls Back. I must have mentioned somewhere in the video, I don't remember it, but the movie Trouble with Angels, and somebody was like, oh my god, like, I love this movie so much, it's so funny that you mentioned that, I never hear anybody talk about it, and I was like, I commented back, I was like, we watched this in the movie, like, they commented on the movie club video, I was like, we watched this in the movie club. That's why you have to keep up with these movies. You gotta watch them because you never know. You never know. I'm giving my friends such a hard time. I'm like, none of my friends are watching these movies in the movie club. And I'm like, but then they'll say to me like a month later, oh my god, I want to watch that movie again. I was like, well, we watched it a month ago in movie club. So you should have watched it in movie club with us. But since you don't, I started laughing so hard and I looked up and the camera had stopped. And I was like, well, I guess that funny moment wasn't caught on video. So I watched that. But then I was like, I don't know what I want to watch next. I was thinking about watching that boy band 3-part documentary on Netflix. It's like #1, but in all honesty, I don't really care about it. And I'm kind of like, I don't really want to watch stuff I'm not interested in, or I don't really care about it. And so, I mean, yeah, so I don't like in my personal time, I don't give like a lot of time or energy to things that don't interest me, or I just don't, you know, like if I'm going to cover a video for a drama channel, my drama channel, if it's something that like I'm not super interested in, but people have asked me a lot about, if it's something that I know about, like I just talked about this in my video the other day, I'm not going to address stuff that I don't know. I'm not going to do deep, I've never claimed to be a deep investigator. I'm not going to go in and I'm not going to give some negligent response about a situation that I don't know anything about. I'm just not. Which is why I talk about the same people over and over and over again, you know? And so, but I've got some fun videos coming to my drama channel this week. Some funny haha videos the next couple days that you guys over here on the vlog would like. So after I got done with that, I was like looking through my list. Well, so many people recently, mostly on my vlog, I think, have told me, maybe it was on my Peter Watches TV channel, but I think also on my vlog, have suggested for me to watch Evil. It's a 4-part series. Netflix only has the first 2 seasons. So I went in, it's also on Paramount, has the first 4 seasons. So I didn't realize, there's like 13 episodes, I think, in season 1. I don't know how many are in season 2, 3, and 4. But people are like, I've gotten maybe more than 2 or 3. I think it's like been like 4, 5, or 6 people through the last month that have been like, you have to watch Evil. If I hear it from enough people, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll check it out. Because people are like, if you like From, you'll like Evil. If you liked Manifest, you'll like Evil. If you liked, what was the show I just watched, Glitch, you'll like Evil. And so people are recommending to me to watch Evil. So I'm like, okay, I'll start watching it. So last night I watched the first episode, I think it's called Genesis, because I was like trying to compare Paramount to Netflix to see if it was the same show. So I watched the first episode of Evil last night, and I did like it. I really, really liked it. I liked, the characters are, like, they seem pretty flat to me, but I feel like they probably develop over time. Not the main woman, the psychologist. I like her. The other characters seem kind of flat to me. It's a show I could get into, but what I realized at the end of it is, and I will say I don't love shows like this today. I did in my past. I mean, when you watch them in real time, it's kind of different. So if it changes, if there's like an ongoing storyline, somebody let me know in the comment section below, and I'll go back and I'll watch an episode here and there. But it was like at the end of the first episode, they like solved the case, and then they're like talking, and he's like, well, are you gonna come work on the second case with me? And she's like, I've got nothing else to do. So it's like episode 2 is a completely different case. I mean, the storyline of them continues, but there's not like Manifest, every episode led up to the next. It was about, you know, them trying to figure out like this plane situation. Glitch was the same thing. I like series like that. Back in the day, I loved like X-Files and whatever, but like Moonlighting. But some of the reasons why I even stopped watching those shows was because every episode was completely separate. Like the storyline, it was like a separate Medium. Do you remember that with Patricia Arquette? I used to watch that years ago. I love that show, Medium. I don't know why I just thought of that. But I watched a lot of those shows where it's like, you know, like CSI, Law and Order. It's like the same characters, but like every episode's a different kind of storyline. I don't love shows like that. It's the same thing to me with like the true crime, which I've just recently started watching shows like Murder on the Friday Night Lights, Hell in the Heartland, or Murder on the Heartland, or Hell in the Heartland, or whatever it's called, where it's like each episode something different. Like now I can kind of watch that because that, like, I can watch 40 minutes of this, 40 minutes of that. I don't love that though. I like it when it's like the whole show is about something. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm explaining this well. So anyway, I watched that episode last night, and then I was going to watch episode 2, and I looked at the clock, and it was 6 a.m. And I was like, oh, my husband came home before I'd even finished the presumed innocent, came inside, he went, like, right to bed. He, like, went upstairs, he was like, where's my son? I was like, he's been sleeping for, like, the last hour, he's probably dead asleep. So I finished that episode of Evil, and then I put all my stuff away. Oh, I read a little bit of my graphic novel last night, too. I think tonight I might finish the North Ranger graphic novel. We'll see. And I ordered some things on, I ordered, like, this, like, hair and nail vitamins. My hair and nails are pretty good. I just was, like, last night I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm gonna order some of these hair and nail vitamins, and just, I used to back in the day take biotin. When I was younger, I felt like it worked, but hell, I don't know. It might have just been that I was younger. So I ordered that, and then I ordered some of this, like... Do you remember I tried that Athletic Green stuff? Oh my god, I got made so much fun of for even talking about that Athletic Green stuff, and like, oh, he doesn't even use it every day. It was crap. It tasted gross. I didn't like it, and I don't really think it did anything for me, and I didn't use it consistently anyway, so I don't know that I'm the first person to own that all day long. I mean, the container's still sitting in there. It was a waste of money. So last night I got online and wasted more money by buying this, like, super greens and super red thing, but it's like you mix it together in the morning with, like, ice water, and then you drink it. It's supposed to give you, like, all your, like, nutrients for the day. And I thought, well, that's something I can do in the morning, right? And it's supposed to be like natural energy and things like that. You know, this is all part of my health journey. And so I was like, okay, I didn't do well with the Athletic Greens. I didn't really make a commitment or try that. So this I will make a commitment to and try that. I'll show it in my haul. It just came today and we got back from brunch. It was on the front porch. I ordered it off of Amazon, of course. So I went to bed last night. I tossed and turned a little bit, but I fell asleep. I mean, for me, like within an hour and a half, which was pretty, you know, like that's for me, I think. I'm trying to think of the last time I looked at the clock. I do think this occurred to me the other night. Like, the night that I fell asleep, like, really quick, I went up to bed earlier, and it was completely dark. Like, when I go to bed, like, even if I go to bed, like, 5-ish, the sun's already kind of coming out a little bit. And so, it is light. Like, we see it, because, like, the windows go right into the loft. And so, I mean, by 6 a.m., that entire loft is lit up. And so, it's hard for me to go to sleep in a lit up room. And I was like, maybe that's part of the reason why I'm having a hard time falling asleep, you know? But when I take a nap in the afternoon, I don't have a hard time doing that, so there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't rain again. It's supposed to rain again tonight. It's supposed to rain all night long tonight, but it hasn't rained for the last, I'd say, 2 hours, 3 hours. So maybe it won't rain again and I can walk. Because I really want to walk tonight and listen to more of my book. But I am also going to take a nap. So yeah, so I went to bed and then got up today and then we went to brunch and now I'm vlogging and that's been it. And then I'm going to walk tonight and I want to walk a little bit longer than 55 minutes. I have to make sure, like, I'm sipping this coffee right now, but I don't want to, like, it's still completely full, as you can see, but I don't want to drink this whole thing because I do not want to have to go to the bathroom while I'm walking. Okay, I want to say a couple things about my vlog from yesterday and talking about... Okay, what a mess. I was reaching over the table and then the tripod fell and then I like put it back up and then it kept on falling to the side. I don't know if it's the camera or if it's the tripod because I've used 2 different tripods. I have like the same tripod, but I have 2 different two versions. I have the same tripod, 2 different, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to get online tonight and I order so much stuff on Amazon. I'm going to order 2 different kinds of tripods and try something different. And I'm hoping it's not the camera because this keeps on happening. But I also want to say that last night I was looking up walking pads. If anybody has a suggestion for a walking pad or like a treadmill that's under $200 that you literally just pull out of a box and plug in, because so many people have recommended walking pads to me, I would love that. Anything under $200, I will, like, if you love it, you swear by it, put it in the comment section below or DM it to me or email me or something like that. Okay, I wanted to say a couple things about what I talked about in my vlog yesterday about my bully and things like that, from high school. The overwhelming amount of support and love that I got, I just want to say that I really, 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 really appreciate it. It really, really means a lot to me. I don't think you guys have any idea the amount of Christian people in the comment section that were like, I identify as a Christian, or, you know, like, I love Jesus and I support you and love you and things like that. I mean, all these other people saying like they were allies, and that so many people felt bad for me. I mean, you know, I was talking to Tanya about it last night, and I really, like, to be honest with you, I think one of the reasons why it was so hard for me was that to some degree I kind of felt like re-traumatized all over again. In all honesty, I really did. And so I just want to say, the overwhelming amount of support that I received was just like unbelievable to me. There were a couple things that I wanted to address. Somebody said something about like unfriended silently with a question. Yeah, absolutely. I unfriended silently, and it was a very thought through decision for me. I actually didn't just unfriend them. I actually ended up blocking them, because when I went back, there were like so many more posts, because I like, even though I unfriended him, I like kept on like seeking it out, and I could see it because of other people that had posted on it. And so I was like, I just don't need to see this anymore. And also what happened was, this one girl, I like unfriended her, and then like I refreshed the screen to make sure it worked, and it I don't know what happened. I must have hit it or something, but it friend requested her, and then like 5 minutes later she accepted it, and I was like, this is so weird. Like, you didn't even know that we were friends. And I mean, it doesn't matter, but so I just ended up blocking all of them, because I was like, I don't need to see this. But before I did, I saw that he had posted something else. There was another post up. You know, I really thought about it a lot. I really thought about like texting him and being like, could we talk? I'm very confused about this. You know, I really thought about it. I was really like, I mean, I was gonna do that. I was really like, okay, I need to call him. I need to text him. Tanya and I had a fantastic talk about it last night. You know, one of the things that Tanya always says to me is, why do you dial up pain? And she's like, you know, Peter, she's like, at some point, don't you ever get tired of like always, I don't want to lose this part of myself where I try to be willing to give other people other chances that have hurt me. But I feel like in my life, I've bent over backwards to give people 100 opportunities that have really hurt me. You know, whether it's online or offline. I mean, I haven't been online that much in my life, but like offline, like people that have really, really hurt me in my life, that I've just given absolute graciousness to at their face, because I always thought that that's how you were supposed to act. In doing inventory with my sponsor, one of the things I learned, and that's one of the things I'm taking to my sponsor now, is that maybe it wasn't so much out of graciousness, maybe it was out of fear. And so if I'm leading with fear, then I'm not leading a healthy life, right? And so, so I really thought about like reaching out to him and texting him and being like, your post really hurt me. Because this was the thing. If I posted anything in the Facebook post, I knew I was going to get eaten alive, right? And so I'm not going to change anybody's mind in a Facebook post. That's why everybody goes to Facebook posts, because they can hide behind all this stuff. They would never say that to me in person. None of those people that commented on there, including him, would look at me in the face and say what they said. You know, none of them would have used that language, said those things to my face. They are gross. I'm disgusted. These couples are depraved. I mean, it was all about like marriage equality, and a lot of it was about like the reversal of gay marriage, and that's how it should be, and we should be back to, you know, family values. These are people that have like met my husband, friended my husband, comment on our pictures, what a cute couple I mean, literally, they would never say it to me in my face, right? So me taking it up in a Facebook post, what was I going to prove by that? Was I going to call 20 people? You know, it's like, at what point do you set a boundary and you say, I'm not willing to expend energy into spaces that, like, if I haven't changed their mind in 52 years, I'm obviously not going to. You know, if me sitting down and granting you forgiveness after fucking ruining my life in high school, and you coming to me out of the guise of being a good Christian, and you don't want your daughters to hurt the same way, and I'm like sitting there empathetically listening to you, you know, trying to have sympathy sympathy for you and that, oh my God, this person has changed. For you just to show me all these years later that you're not and you're still a bigot, there's no conversation I need to have with you. And if you want to have that conversation, I guess you need to reach out to me. I don't know why I need to be constantly trying to reach out. And this, yet again, goes back to me trying to seek the approval of my bullies. It was something that I did in my childhood. It's something I've done the majority of my life. And that ceases. That we're not doing that anymore. So yeah, I absolutely unfriended them silently. Blocked them all silently. After I saw his second post, I was done. I was like, this is it. And so somebody else that I know said that the second post is more vile than the first post, and that the first post I think is down now. And I was like, whatever. I don't want anything to do with him. None of them. I'm done. Right. So I just wanted to say that, yeah, I think these things through. Like, you know, I just, for me to have posted that, first of all, it would have been 24 to 48 hours of my life going back and rechecking what people were commenting and responding to me. It just needed to end for my mental health. You know, I've had that in the background soundtrack of my life, my whole life, okay? You know, Tanya and I were talking about that. She's like, this isn't new stuff. Like, people think this is new stuff, but this is shit you've grown up with. You're wrong, you're disgusting, you're depraved, you're mentally... I mean, these are not new things, right? Somebody else said to me, well, it was interesting how it was posed. Because it was like, and this is somebody that always comments a lot of my videos, but they were kind of like, I wish that you would read, like, more specifically, like, how the statement was said. Well, that was very deliberate that I didn't read the statement. Because I knew that people, like, you can look up exact things on Facebook, how they're said. So I twisted it enough that there's no way that you could, like, look who this person is and find them. You know, like I said in my video yesterday, I forgave him for what he did to me 20 years ago. I hope I can get to that point. I hope... you know, whatever. The prayer for the sick man has really, really helped me, you know, that God help me to see this person as a sick man, you know, that I would grant the same, you know, I think the word is tolerance. It's interesting because I don't really like that word. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, that I would give a sick friend, you know, and that's kind of how I look at it a little bit, is like, which is so weird to me. It's like, they see gay people as the problem. Like, they can't do that with us, but I'm like literally doing this towards somebody that is like spewing hatred, right? And I'm not even affecting their life. But somebody left a comment and they were like, I wish that you would have left a more specific comment that basically then I could understand, because Facebook usually takes down these kinds of posts. Something about, like, specifically when it has to do with, like, people that are trans or mentally ill or whatever, they take down those posts. But, like, I've never seen it, like, geared towards gay men and stuff like that. Okay, so I just will say this. The comment came across as very questioning, first of all. Like, you were kind of like you didn't believe my statement or whatever. When this is not something, and I don't know if you meant it that way, so I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But, like, I always, like, in my videos, I very, very rarely, I mean, you can go back, check this story with my bully. I've shared it 100 times. I've granted him so much grace throughout my life, and I've shared that as a story of hope for other people. There's literally no reason why I would come out of the blue and whatever. I'm not going to read his exact post because I don't want to drive 500 people to it. I don't, okay? As much as I'm confused and I am disillusioned and disappointed by this man that gave me hope in my life, I also am not going to drive him hate in the same way that he feels necessary to do it on his own Facebook post. But I will say this, because you said that they don't remove these posts, or that they remove these posts. I actually went on here and I looked on Facebook, because I was like, why didn't they remove his post if that's true? And I looked up this stuff about gay men and mental illness and stuff like that. There's a lot of posts that have never been removed. I mean, somebody posted something to the effect of, I have no problem with gay people, but those that support the LGBT are pedophiles. I mean, this is from July 20th. I do not follow this person. I literally just searched it on Facebook. I mean, there's a lot of these posts. So that's not true that they remove those posts. I think if somebody reports them, they probably remove them, but I don't. I read a lot of them, so I don't know that. And I'm not going to go out of my way to report him. I'm just not, you know. I know that probably doesn't make sense to a lot of people. I've said this in a lot of vlogs recently. And so I just want to make that clear so somebody understood that was specifically why I didn't read the statement. I mean, I deliberately, like, twisted it up a little bit. But the words that were used were that, like, acceptance and tolerance, that they could no longer do, depraved, vile, disgusting, gross, mentally ill, need to be locked up, need to be institutionalized, need to be incarcerated, on and on and on. All the P word was used. All those words were used within that statement and the comments. All those words were used. I don't know that I need to give any more context than that. So I hope that that is enough. But I'm not somebody that gets on video and talks about, I mean, I don't even know why you would kind of like need to know past my personal story of sharing with you how upset I was, why you would need to know the context of that. I really don't. I'm not somebody that gets on my vlogs very often and complains about, you know, oh, this person posted this in my personal life, or that person. I don't know that this is like maybe the first or second time I've ever done it in my entire time of 8 years of being on this vlog. And also, in the history of this story, I've always shared this story out of the ideology of hope, you know? So that was why I specifically did not read the post, because I didn't want to send him this massive amount of hate, right? So, anyway, as I've gotten older, especially in the last couple years, especially since the accident, I've really asked myself, this was, like, where do you want to spend your energy? I have fought so hard in my life in so many ways that I have never even talked about on video, because I don't feel like I need to. I've shared some of it, but I haven't shared a lot of it. I've alluded to some of it, but I feel I've fought so hard. I mean, Tanya said this to me last night, because, I mean, you know, Tanya knows everything about me. She goes, aren't you so tired of fighting? I am tired of fighting. I just want to live my life. I just want to be able to be married to my husband and have a dog and go out in public and not have to worry about people wanting to take all that away from me, or that I might have to worry about the possibility of getting institutionalized because they would pass. People don't think this is possible. I don't understand what people aren't seeing that's going on, and people are like, this is not true, this isn't going on. I don't know what you're not reading, and I'm not talking about propaganda things that I'm reading online. I'm talking about factual things, laws that have been changed in our country that are going to the, I mean, read the laws that have changed. When you go in and you look at the laws that have changed, and they've cited, you know, biracial couples and gay couples, and that's who they're coming after next. Like, I don't understand why this is like a huge confusing thing for people. Like, it's not just a TikTok, or, I mean, this is real life, and I'm tired of fighting. I'm really, really tired of fighting. You know, when I was in my 20s, it was like, you know, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. And I was like, okay, I felt confident, and I'd come out and whatever, you know. And I lived through that, and I was surrounded by it, and I was proud of it. And I am proud of it today, right? But I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting. I am tired of fighting for what everybody else has just because they were born a different way. I'm really tired of that, if you want to know the truth. I'm tired of having to explain to somebody that what my life is like just because they look at it in a different way. Because how they were born, that they think that's normal and what is not. I'm tired of having to explain that to people. You know? I have a right to express my feelings and my emotions without having to give 50 pieces of evidence behind it. Nobody else does that. Heterosexual people don't do that, you know? I have a right as a human being to exist in the same spaces that other people do, you know? And so, I think that that's kind of a lot of, like, the misunderstanding that people don't understand about a lot of the things that are being said, right? It's like, well, this is okay for us, and we can do this, and we can do that. But when it's somebody in the LGBTQI plus community, oh, this is an attack. They're coming for us. What? Like, seriously? I don't know. For me, it's baffling. It's scary times, you know? But I am very deliberate in that, and, like, not posting his post online, you know, and saying that. And, And I would love to tell you that all those 20 people reached out to me and emailed me and said, hey, I noticed you unfollowed me and whatever, but none of them did. I knew they wouldn't. I knew that they wouldn't even know. I could probably run into one of them 5 years from now, you know, and they would still not know. They don't care. They don't care whose feelings they hurt on a Facebook post comment. They don't care. And that's the generation that we've gotten to today, right? You know, it's like, I don't know. I don't have people in my life today. See, the camera just goes. Okay. I don't have people in my life today whose belief systems are unhealthy to my safety and my life. Period. Period. You know? And if you have to put it on blast so that you get a bunch of likes and comments, then what you're wanting to do is bring attention to the fact that you don't support me and my life and you don't care about my safety as a human being. And when it's somebody that 30 years ago didn't care about my safety and I was, you know, pushed into lockers and words were thrown around and that developed a culture that somebody felt comfortable enough to follow me home on more than one occasion. And and I felt threatened, physically threatened every day that I went to school. That was where I was in 1987 to 1990. In 2024, I feel the exact same way from the same person. What conversation do I need to have with them? Can somebody please explain to me what conversation I need to have with this person or any of those people to change their minds? Do you think that there's not, if there was a conversation I could have with them, that I wouldn't engage in that conversation? I would absolutely 100% engage in that conversation. There you go, barefoot. Don't cut your feet.
I find all the little stones.
Are you having a good Sunday?
Yeah. I watched Sunday Olympics. It was fun.
Yeah. He's ready for his walk.
Oh, yeah, he's ready. He's been ready. Front door for 15 minutes.
Aww. He walks him so much. I'm like in my head thinking, right? I'm kind of at a point in my life where I'm going to say what I want to say at that moment. Like, if it's a moment where I'm passionate, then I'm going to say what I want to say. If it's a moment where I need calmness in my life, I need calmness in my life. I have to protect my well-being, my mental health, my safety, and the safety of my friends and family at any expense above all else. Period. And in each moment that I encounter in my life, I have to decide how I'm going to do that. Sometimes that might be standing up from the mountaintop shouting. Other times, that might be what is perceivable to other people as passivity. But for me, it might be letting go. I'm a big believer in letting go and letting God. You know, I have a higher power and I'm not it. And some things are not about me. You know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, I just want to say I really, really appreciate all the love and support that you guys gave me on the post yesterday. It made me feel very, very loved, and I really, really appreciate it. And is that it? I'm thinking maybe the rain's gonna pass. I'm gonna look and see what the weather looks like. Bum, 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 bum. Let's look at the rain really quick. Hold on. Let's look at the rain. Let's look at the weather and see if it's gonna rain. I was like, just looked up. I was like, has it been 20 minutes already? This new part? Okay. 79 and mostly cloudy. Tonight's low temperature will be the same as last night's. It said. I don't know what that means. Okay, hourly. See, it says, oh, sunshine for the next 2 hours. Oh, no, it says no rain. No rain. But then tomorrow, all day rain. 8 a.m. till, oh, thunderstorms going into tomorrow night. I can't stay up late tonight because I watch TV and watch Sister Wives because I have my appointment tomorrow. I'm not very excited about it. What time is my appointment tomorrow? 11 a.m. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, well, it is what it is. Which means I'll be done by noon. So I'll be home by like 12:30, 12:45. I mean, latest like by 1. Film a couple videos, read a little bit, watch some TV. It's a good life. It's a good life. I'm going to read tonight. Oh, I'm trying to finish that graphic novel tonight. And then also start, well, I looked. I thought I was like further along in it, the Fangirl manga. I'm like, I'm almost at the halfway mark of it. So I can finish it. If I just sat out here and read it, I could just finish it in a half an hour. But I don't, because I'm like, I gotta do this. Oh, I gotta do some laundry today. I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. So, anyway, I gotta go pick up the rest of those weeds and throw them in the trash can. I wanted to change the sheets today, but Alex is gonna be in bed all day long watching TV shows with Boo Radley, so I'll just do that tomorrow. It's just easier to do that tomorrow. I actually did change the sheets the other day, and I put on like this white sheets, and I forgot. I love these white sheets, but I forgot they always come up in the corners because they don't, like, we usually get like the deep pockets, and I love the deep pocket sheets. Does anybody have, like, I don't want to spend $400 on a pair of sheets, okay? What I will tell you, what I have found recently is the cheaper the sheet on Amazon, the better the sheet. Those sheets I got at Costco, I love those. I don't need expensive sheets, okay? I think it's ridiculous to be paying that much. I'll pay it for a Christmas comforter, but I'm not paying it for no sheets. I'm just not. I buy a new pair of sheets every week. Alex is like, we don't need any more sheets. I'm like, I love new sheets. I love to get new sheets, wash them, put them on the bed, and I'm like, oh my God, I love new sheets, you know? Maybe I'll just buy some new sheets tonight. I don't need to spend the money. But you can literally get sheets on Amazon for $9.99, and they're like really nice. It'll be like bamboo sheets, $9.99. I'm like, $9.99 for sheets? For king size sheets? Are you kidding me? Like, that's fantastic. But anyway, now we're at a point where, so I can never find, I don't know where all the pillowcases are. This is why I keep on having to do laundry. I don't know where, because we have 2 pillowcases for each side, but I usually try to like alternate the color, like, so we'll each have like a dark, like just for example, a dark gray, and then we'll each have like a white or like a navy. Like, so it'd be like, you know, matching on each side, if that makes sense. Well, when I was looking for like, when I put the white sheets on the other day, I couldn't find the pillowcase for the white sheets. But we don't just have 1 pair of white sheets. We have like 6 pairs of white sheets. And I'm like, we don't have pillowcases for any of these white sheets? Like, where are these white sheets? Like, I'm so confused. Confusion. I almost said I said confused. We're just going to change it to confused. I'm so confused. So I was like, for all the people out there that say conversate, I'm like always like, oh my God, conversate is not a word. I was conversating. No, you weren't. You were having a conversation. That drives me crazy. People want to know what my pet peeves is. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, okay? And you know what? I can remember exactly when it started. It was when I was working in treatment, because I never heard anybody say that before that. Then I'd be in treatment, and people would like, you know, I'd be talking to somebody, and they'd be like, well, when I was conversating, and I was like, that's not a word. If I look this up now, people will be like, it is a word. They've changed it. Well, I'm going to look up conversating. It says meaning. Conversate. Gerund or present part of John. Sometimes it is it, do they change it to a word? Sometimes it is nice to be able to sit and conversate. Use over time for conversating. Oh my God, this is so funny, you guys. Because when you look at it, it has the calendar on here. It like, look at this. Conversating. This is literally, it goes like up like that on 2018 is when it went up. So maybe they changed it to a word, but I still hate that word, even if it's a word. Is the word conversing or conversating? Oh, I guess it is a word. Conversate is a non-standard word that also means having a conversation, but because it doesn't follow standard English conventions, it should be avoided in professional and academic settings. I hate that. Well, I was conversating with somebody the other day. I don't know why. It's like Illinois with an S. I always say that. It drives me crazy. Somebody commented on my video the other day and said their mom lived in Illinois and she pronounced it Illinois. When I hear somebody say Illinois, I'm like, we live literally next door, okay, to Illinois. It's not Illinois. What did somebody say the other day that cracked me up? Oh my God, Robin. Oh, this is another one of my pet peeves. I mean, I know, listen, okay, I'm the first one to admit I don't say like a lot of words correctly. Trust me, I get it, okay? We each have our own pet peeves. Robin on Sister Wives they were talking about that stupid family motto or family mission statement, and she said, well, each of us wives have different things that are specific to our needs. And I was like, I want to pull out my eyes. It's specific, not Pacific. Pacific is an ocean, okay? She's like, well, each of us wives have something that's specific to us. Of course, I'm right in the middle of her not understanding why Mary wants to go to college and not work for Sister Wives Closet for the rest of her life. Like, why would you ever dog somebody for going to get higher education? I mean, she even says, like in the diary confession, she says, I just don't understand why she would want to go on and get more, like, I mean, what's she going to do with it when she gets a college degree? I'm like, you live in such a delusional world, Robin, okay? And people tell me that she just gets worse and worse and worse as the seasons go on, which is interesting because I actually kind of like Robin now. She just seems very naive and gullible about the world, but I like Robin. I like Robin right now. I don't dislike any of them. Janelle seems so checked out all the time. Christine is always complaining about she never gets what she wants, and I love Mary. Mary just is like, Mary just acts like she don't care. She's going to do what she wants to do, and she's rolling best in the family and all that kind of stuff. But Robin is the one that's like trying to keep it all together. When does that turn? I cannot wait. Well, maybe I'll find out tonight. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna get off here. I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. And all these kids are just like riding all these bikes through the neighborhood. Do you hear all this screaming and yelling and things like that carrying on? See, this is how neighborhoods should be. When they get so pissed about the fishing. Oh my God, they put out another flyer about the fishing. Kids are not, and they like literally like looked up clip art of like a fisherman fishing in a lake. They had it on the flyer and were like, fishermen or kids should not be fishing in the neighborhood that do not live in the neighborhood. Well, there's no kids that live in the neighborhood. There's actually one. There's one kid whose mom like lives way over on the other side of the neighborhood, and he's like, I think he started kindergarten last year. He's the only kid that lives in the neighborhood. Period. End of story. He's the only kid, I think. And so they're like, kids that do not live in the neighborhood should not be fishing. It's like this guy with the fishing, and it was like rules should be like hell. It's something, I don't know. It's so ridiculous. I'm like, y'all, you don't want to give money for the woman that's in charge of all the recreational outings that we're going to do here in the bands and the get-togethers, but you spent money on this flyer to remind people that kids can't fish in the neighborhood. Nobody's fishing. It's a perfect fishing day. Nobody's fishing. They're like screaming out here on their bikes. Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Anyway, like, oh, they must be doing something because there's like 3 of them riding down that way, and there's like 3 of them riding down that way, and they're like, oh, because it all goes in a big circle. They're all probably seeing who gets the first place first or something. We used to always do that kind of stuff when we were kids. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you're getting refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. And if nobody else has told you this today or yesterday, if nobody else has told you this, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Have a wonderful, magically amazing, fantastic, relaxing Sunday. If you have to work, I hope you can find a little bit of time when you're done. I love Sundays so much. They're my favorite day, and I hope that you have the greatest Sunday ever. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.